Oh, hello. This milk kind of smells like strawberries, and the expiration date is today. So you know what that means we have to do. No, I'm not going to throw it away. Are you crazy? I spent money on this. I'm going to make cornbread. I'm using a cast iron skillet for this recipe. Before we do anything, preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and then put your cast iron skillet in your oven. This recipe calls for buttermilk. I, like a normal person, don't buy buttermilk. I buy regular milk. I'm going to show you how to make a substitute for buttermilk using buttermilk and lemon juice. For the buttermilk substitute, we have 1 cup butter, 1 tablespoon lemon juice. Combine them, stir it up, and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. It will curdle up just enough to be an acceptable buttermilk substitute. You can go ahead and melt your butter in the microwave now. You're going to need about 8 tablespoons. Alright, so we got our mixing bowl here. We're going to go ahead and start combining our dry ingredients. We have cornmeal, all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, baking powder, baking soda. Mix. Now that the dry ingredients are all mixed together, we can add the wet-ass portion of the ingredient list. Milk, buttermilk substitute, most of the melted butter. We're going to save some of that for the skillet. And 2 eggs. Now go ahead and mix. Make sure to break up the eggs as much as you can, and then mix it up until there's no more dry flour or whole egg. Okay, I just pulled the skillet out of the oven and I turned the oven down to 375 degrees. The skillet's real hot, so be careful around it, but also go ahead and add the rest of the butter that you didn't put in the mix. Say I'm using about 2 tablespoons right here. You hear it sizzling, it's nice and hot. Go ahead and try to get the mix of cornbread into the pan as soon as possible. We're gonna transfer this into the oven as soon as we can at 375 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. That's what we're looking like about 20 to 25 minutes later. I think it's done, but we're gonna double check using a toothpick. Gonna stick it in right in the middle. And if it's clean, it is done. That's pretty damn clean, so we're good to go. Let it sit for about 10-15 minutes in the pan, then we'll take it out, cut it, and see how it is. Well, folks, the cornbread's all done, and I got a hoedown to be getting to. Should be a real hootenanny, and I'd love to share some of my cooking with some of my friends there. But I reckon I'd be mighty embarrassed if it was no good, so I better check it out just to be sure. Well, I'll be damned if that's not a fine piece of cornbread. A wise man once said, "Cornbread, ain't nothing wrong with that." Suppose he was right. Well, I'd like to thank y'all for watching, and it'd be mighty fine of you if you gave this here video a like. And if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe too. Y'all come back now, you hear?